Yo, 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 what's the word, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of NBA Central. I had to start it with yo, 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 because normally you see Bobby right here, but you
Bro.
got Big Bro and Steve O in the building. And today, Steve O, man, we got to talk about this man, Devin Booker. Some people believe that he is by far the best two guard in the NBA, and it's not even close to whoever's second. We're going to talk about all of that right after this.
Welcome to the number one place for your daily basketball news and analysis, NBA Central.
Steve O,
Yo.
what's the word, man? Y'all checking out another episode of NBA Central. I'm your boy, Big Bro. We got Steve O in the building. If you like what you see, go ahead and smash that like button, that subscribe button, any button but the exit button. We appreciate y'all for rocking with us. Steve O, man, that boy Devin Booker. Oh my God, like this dude is having one of the best playoffs as a whole that I've seen in a long time, my guy. Like in a long time. Maybe I think his averages, maybe for just this series, but or for the whole playoffs, he's averaging like 37 points
Well,
and 7 assists, and he's shooting above 50%. The last two games alone, he's only missed like 6, 7, 8 shots, maybe.
yep. Bro, it's crazy because it's really the efficiency that's probably the scariest part. It's just like seeing this man scoring upwards of 30 plus points and shooting it in a very efficient fashion is just not normal to see, especially in this day and age. And especially being in the playoffs, you know everything tends to change
Yeah.
in terms of defense. And I mean, credit to him because he's taking advantage. He understand who's on his team and how he can benefit off it. And he's also manipulating the game to a certain degree. He knows if they sit there and try to double me, that's going to create so much space for KD. And once KD gets started, all my spots going to be open. So that's really how he did. And then on top of that, like we just said previously in the prediction show, the fact that Chris Paul is gone and the ball is in his hands probably increased the fact that he's being more efficient and getting to the spots even more because he's the tempo is faster.
Yes, sir. And it's crazy. Like he went 20 for 25 in game three, and then he followed that up with a 14 for 18. So like he's only missed 9 shots in the last two games. That is absolutely nuts. That's bananas, bro. And that's coming from a two guard, a person who has to shoot the ball. So the reason we're asking this question is because I stumbled across something over the internet the other day where somebody on the internet said, on Twitter, that Devin Booker is it's the biggest gap between him and the next shooting guard than he's ever seen in his lifetime. And it got me thinking, like, because like when D Wade was playing, you still had Kobe, you know what I'm saying? And when Kobe was playing, you still had a couple of other two guards, of course, Mike when he first got into the league, and then so on and so forth. The gap, and then of course Klay Thompson came into his own toward the end of Kobe's career. So it was always somebody else coming in to kind of supplant that player. Um, Over the last few years, Devin Booker has, emerged and turned himself into a superstar. And is he that much better than, let's say, Donovan Mitchell
Yes,
or Anthony Edwards
yes.
or Zach LaVine or
Okay, yes.
even Klay Thompson? Like and really I guess the only player that we can say is probably close to him is maybe Jaylen Brown. He's a two guard, right?
Yeah, yeah. I guess. Yeah, yeah.
Right. So like because Bradley Beal, all them guys, we know they shooting guards, but right now, let's even just say in these playoffs, then is the drop off between Devin Booker and Jaylen Brown that big of a gap? Or is Devin Booker in a class
It's
by
not.
himself
It's
the
not
best?
huge. It's not as big as I think people is trying to make it seem. Now, would you? Yeah, we could arguably say that he's playing way better than Jalen Brown. Of course, we could say that, but it's just certain things you tied towards. Like people gonna bring up the context of he's with a Hall of Famer. He played with a Hall of Famer point guard. Like people gonna bring up that point, but the thing is, like I wasn't. willing to say he's a superstar last year. After what I've been seeing, especially in this playoffs, bro, he's making that step that he's a superstar. He's leading his team. He's been the number one on this team, which is something we not known with seeing with somebody on the with KD on their team. So he's stepping that step that he's a superstar, and like you just said, he's averaging about 36 in the whole playoffs, about 7 rebounds, shooting very efficiently.
No,
Uh,
that's about 7 assists, um,
yeah,
and about 5 rebounds. And you know what you just said about how he's playing on the team with Kevin Durant and outshining him. I think that's kind of what Kevin Durant. I don't think he expected Kyrie Irving to outshine him, but he expected him to compliment him the way that Devin Booker is currently doing so.
hmm
And I just can't, man. Like, regardless of who he's on the team with, the efficiency
it's
is what
ridiculous, bro.
is what stands out because man, bro, we're fans of the Chicago Bulls. We watch Zach LaVine go out there and just take bad shots, step back threes that are unnecessary, make shots harder than they need to be by going over to this side and stepping around and trying to do the reverse when you got an easy like things like that affect your efficiency. So that's why you're gonna have 10 for 21 nights and 9 for 24 nights and things like that. You're not getting that from Devin Booker. So regardless if he playing with KD or Kyrie or LeBron or whoever, the name of the game is putting that ball in the basket. And
Yep.
he's doing that at a high rate. I'm talking about 60, 70%. Bro, he's only missed 9 shots in 2 games and he's taking 20 plus shots. It's ridiculous, bro. So I don't care what these people talking about in terms of who he's on the team with. This man has supplanted himself as the best two guard in the league.
On
And
top, I'm
go
about
ahead.
to say, just on top of averaging about 42 minutes a game
Yes. And they asked him after game 3, like,
and two
man,
steals.
they say, "Hey, man, you played this many minutes. How you feeling?" He said, "I feel great. I'm happy to be here. Lucky to play this game." And that's something that you don't hear from today's superstars. They tired. You heard Draymond Green saying before the playoffs, "Oh, we want to play Sacramento because we don't want to have to do all the travel, this, that, and the other." We already know how the Clippers approach this season by not playing their star players and giving them rest. So to hear a top tier talent in the NBA not complaining about minutes, relishing in the moment, appreciating having the opportunity to play this beautiful sport for a living, I got to give Devin Booker his props, man. That's love for real, for real.
Yeah, it's really what it is, and I feel like I want to like piggyback off what you said with the Kyrie situation. It's just a perfect. It's like a perfect match made in heaven. It's two people that love basketball truly. Now, like we all know, Kyrie is good, but it was always that question of do he really, really love basketball for real?
Basketball is work for Kyrie. It's a job.
Exactly. Like like you just said, they asked him how you feel. You've been playing a lot of minutes. He's like, I'm feel great. And that's why I also want to hear after my young superstar that hasn't really been injured. And even then when he has been injured during this not series, this
Last couple seasons.
last but really just this season, like that, like they dropped a little bit. And we was kind of skeptical of them going to the playoffs. So you could tell he sat back, really got himself together, knew what he was coming into, prepared his body, and his work is showing off.
Yeah. So between him and Jaylen Brown, I guess it would be him, Jaylen Brown, and then everybody else. Because I think Jaylen Brown, if he's on a team where he's the top banana, he's putting up numbers like this too. But when you got to share with Jason Tatum, and
Hmm.
we already know how Jason Tatum, he's more of an off the dribble, step back, ISO type player. Um, you got to stand back and watch him do his thing. Whereas KD and Booker, they just perfectly complement each other, man. And
Perfect.
Booker's shining in the moment. So I'm gonna agree with the person who made this comment, but not fully. I don't think that it's
It
the
just like
biggest gap in the
yeah,
history of my life because like obviously I watched Michael Jordan play, and Michael Jordan, he was the best player on the planet, not just the best shooting guard. Like the gap between him and the next best player in the
yeah,
NBA was huge, not just shooting guard. So, and then of course the rest of the shooting guards that have come since Mike, D Wade, Kobe, and then you can even put Ivo in that conversation,
yep,
Clay
of
Thompson.
course.
So yeah, and Ray Allen as
Yeah, it
well.
would have took him playing like this all series for me to say something like that. Oh,
So,
not even all series, all year.
I'm about to say all year to say that he's the best shooting guard and the next best shooting guard is not even close. Devin Booker wasn't even in the MVP conversation. Really, it was Jason Tatum, it was Giannis, it was Joker, it was Embiid. Devin Booker might have, brought up the rear if he wasn't hurt this year and so on and so forth. But he wasn't just outshining the Zach LaVines of the world. And even last year, Zach LaVine and DeRozan, before Lonzo Ball went down, they were both in the MVP conversation. Top 10 scorers in the league, so on and so forth. So I can't say that he's that much bigger. Like the chasm is like super wide.
Yeah, it's not that wide.
But in the playoffs right now, it is that wide.
Yeah.
It's that wide in the playoffs. And he might be separating himself from other players outside of his position. If, Joker's doing his thing, of course, and Kirby has his moments, and AD's been playing out of his mind. But Booker right now is, dare I say, the best player in the playoffs based on at least in the second
It'd be
round.
hard to fight that argument.
Yeah, at least in the second round.
Yeah, for sure.
He's definitely taking care of business. Bye, man. We ain't gonna hold y'all. We appreciate y'all for rocking with us. Y'all already know. Follow the rest of the Central family: Chicago Bulls, Chicago Bears, Chicago White Sox, and Cubs. And then, of course, we also got the Cognac Gang and the Chicago Sky. It's content. Chicago Sky in the preseason. They got their first preseason win last night.
Dubbed them up.
Yeah. And you saw what the White Sox did to the Reds, man. They crushed them boys. Killed them.
Oh, bro.
That's all you heard.
I swear.
It was crazy, boy. So we appreciate y'all for rocking with all the Chicago Sports Central family. We're going to holler at y'all next time. I'm your boy, Big Bro. We got Steve-O in the building. And, of course, y'all already know the rest of the game. We're going to holler at y'all. Peace.
Welcome to the #1 place for your daily basketball news and analysis, NBA Central.